Welcome to GTC's Teaching Tidbits Blackboard Ultra. In this series, each episode, we're exploring all things related to expanding your knowledge of and your comfort with using Blackboard Ultra. I'm joined by April Akins from the Curriculum and Instructional Support Center, CISC for short. Welcome, April.
Thank you, Rachel.
We took a break and did not do an August update. They were minor, and CISC has been traveling around connecting with faculty during this month of August. So as we know, though, there are updates continually coming each month. And with classes starting, we are already looking ahead to what are the updates that will be coming for September. So April is here with a look at the new things, the revised things, all things coming in September 2025 to Blackboard Ultra. So April, I will turn it over to you to share your tidbits.
All right, so first I want to talk about some of the top updates that are coming with Blackboard for the month of September. And then I want to kind of go over some stuff that's coming also with AI tools in Blackboard and then do a short demo that shows you how that's going to work. So first off, when you're creating questions in a test, it's always nice to have something that you could tag to be able to locate that question later if you're trying to build a question bank or pull questions in and you want to know what those topics were. So now you can add and manage your questions by adding titles to them. So it'll be above the question, as you can see here. That way you can kind of search a little bit easier when you're building, kind of those cumulative tests or, the exam at the very end. The other thing that is definitely confusing, and I've had a lot of people ask questions and I have to think about it myself, when it comes to extended time for students, how that's displayed. So when you add that time limit accommodation, how does that display for you? It normally tells you the test is 50 minutes, so you have 50 minutes, and then it says 50% because they get time and a half. What is that 50% really? Is it 50% of that 50 minutes or is it 50% of a whole hour? How does that work out? So what they're doing is streamlining that a little bit for us. So it's going to have the time limit, so 20 minutes plus 10 minutes extra time, making it much more clear for students to understand as well as instructors when you're inputting that in for accommodations for students. The other thing that's happening is the gray pill threshold. So we know right now that A, B, C, D, F has that color range from green to red, but it's been slightly off right there at the numbers. Like here, you'll see it's 92 to 100 has been an A, but that's not our grading scale. So in September, we're going to be able to adjust that to match our 10-point grading schema. That's going to help out for students and for you as you're quickly glancing at your student grades. The other thing is, and this is kind of minor, but they're simplifying the way you create announcements. Before you had to hit this little drop down, you had to select all course members. Well, in September, you won't have to do that anymore. You're automatically sending it to all course members. So that box has been taken away because you had to send it to all course members before. So just removing that box, making it a little bit easier for you to see. There is a reminder at the bottom that tells you all course members will receive this announcement. So just kind of cleaning up that interface a little bit. And then let me kind of show you some AI things that are coming. So if you use rubrics in courses, and that's one thing us as instructional designers recommend, being very transparent with your students, letting them know what your expectations are when it comes to assignments, essay testing, things like that. So you want to provide that rubric for your students. And just a side note on that, if you need help generating those rubrics, we have an AI tool that can help you generate those as well. So we're happy to walk you through those steps as well within Blackboard itself. But the new features that are coming out in September is it's going to be able to summarize your rubric feedback. And I'm going to walk through how this is done. But what it will do is where you've got those criteria for your different levels within the rubric, it will then summarize that, pull that into your feedback box, and then you can say, okay, that looks great, or I want to tweak it. There's always that human element where you're able to make the changes, but it summarizes it for the student. And I'll show you how that looks in just a minute. You would select this option here in some of your AI writing tools in the box below your feedback. The other thing is, I know when I used to write feedback for students, inevitably you make some typos, you make some mistakes, sentence doesn't flow right. Now you have that tool to rewrite it for you. So kind of polish it, clean it up for you before you submit that to your students. So just tools to help you out when it comes to your feedback you're providing students. And again, you can take that information and say, yes, I want to use it, or you can clear it out, edit it to what you want to. If you feel like it's too long, shorten it up a little bit. So those are the major updates for this month, but let me show you how that works with the rewriting and the summarizing. So here I am in the test environment, and I'll show you what this looks like. Let me bring up. So what I have done here, I have two different assignments. This one I've already graded for the student, and I use that tool. But what we're going to do is this future of learning assignment. I have a rubric attached to it. You can see it here. I'm going to go over to that submission and grade the submission. So as you can see over here on the right-hand side, where we have now the writing tool. So it has that add feedback to rewrite it, and then also to summarize it. So first, what I'll need to do is actually grade the student's work. So we're just going to kind of pick and choose here to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to say they did satisfactory. The presentation quality, they were very good talkers. So I'm going to let them get the full on that one. And then let's just kind of mark some of these others. And now that I have all of those included, what I can do is hit this summarize my rubric feedback. And as you know, each of these have content in them that explains what each of those are. So I'm gonna hit that summarize. It's gonna take just a minute to generate it. You always see that kind of purple circle going for just a minute. And that's gonna be extra long. So here what you can see is it says your submission demonstrates a basic understanding. So you can tell it's taken the language from my rubric itself. And it's giving them recommendations the way they can actually improve as well. But let's say I don't like that. I can hit retry or try again and have it kind of submitted in a little bit different way. Same thing, it's providing this positive feedback as well. So I can then apply that or I can discard it. So I'm going to just apply this one. And now that's in there. But let's say, okay, I applied it, but then I realized that's too wordy, or, you know, I want to see what else I can do to clean it up a little bit. So I can select that rewrite option within that work. Or if it's your own text that you're putting in there, you can do the same thing with it. Hit that rewrite. And so here it has kind of cleaned up its own communication. And again, I have a choice of replacing it, discarding it, trying again. And if I come up here, I can actually edit it. So if I want to say this bottom part is just not worth it, I don't want to include it, I can just backspace that out and then replace and then hit save. So now that overall feedback will be included, and it's pulling it from my rubric itself. So kind of making it a little bit more cohesive for students to understand what the actual rubric was telling them. So those are two new cool features that AI is helping you do your job a little bit easier when it comes to pulling that information together for you. And like I said, those are the updates for this month, but there's always things changing. As always, please check out our LibGuide with more updates on it.
Wow, thank you, April. These are I think I say this every time, they're exciting updates, but I love the idea that these new AI updates are actually going to support faculty in providing feedback that is just that much more clear and helpful in their learning and their growing. So that's really an exciting piece to see in there as well. I appreciate you sharing those updates. It'll be fun to go in and play around with it and see what kind of responses I get and how I might use that. So definitely looking forward to those continued advancements. I know there's probably even more coming in the next year to come with the AI tools. So if you want to continue the conversation with April, you can do so. Feel free to reach out to April, april.akins@gvltec.edu here on the screen. Rebecca Roth is also a great contact as well, rebecca.roth@gvltec.edu. One of the best ways to connect with just the right person in CISC for your question, your challenge, your assistance that you need is to submit a support ticket. You will find the link to that support ticket in the description below the video, as well as maybe use the link to the LibGuide, which is also in the description below the video for CISC's page. Maybe bookmark that because they are always adding those updates there as well. And there's such a great amount of information that they're providing to you in terms of resources and instructional technology there at the LibGuide. I know you're calling it something else now, April, aren't you? Your site, the CISC
Yeah.
site? Yes.
When you log into Blackboard, you've got the support, your support ticket, and your support site. So
Yes.
that's available at the top of any course content page.
Yes, excellent. And again, that's in the description below the video as well, so that you could easily grab that and then bookmark that so you have it always readily available when you need it. And they are very quick to respond, connect you with just the right person to help you with whatever that support issue is. Well, that is our teaching tidbit for September 2025. We will see you next time.